Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
My name is Cooper Burke, and I'm here for Combat Sports UK with UFC fighter Christos Giagos. How you doing, Christos?
I'm doing good. Just got done getting some rest from training. We had sparring today at Killcliff FC, so just putting on the final touches to camp and ready to go down, ready to get down.
Absolutely, man. How did it feel getting back on the saddle in your last fight against Ricky Glenn, getting in and out of there in under 90 seconds?
It feels good. Hopefully I can do that again. That's the plan. But I you know what I mean. I like to go out there and try to finish fights, but I just have to be smart how I do it. I've definitely left a lot of openings in my past fights, and people have capitalized on little mistakes I've made, and I feel like if I could just fix all the mistakes, then I can just go out there and put on a show and dominate like I like to. But I'm feeling good about this one for sure.
Yeah, does it feel a little bit different now you've got some momentum in your corner? I mean, I know you told reporters after your last win you felt like you had saved your job. So does it feel a little bit different this time around now that you have a new gym, you're getting things kind of figured out?
Yeah, definitely. Being at the new gym, it took a little bit of adapting for sure. Like I said about my last fight, I felt like I was just surviving practices because everybody's so good, and it was just something I wasn't used to. So, but after I was there for about a year, going into the Rick Glenn fight, I was just going to practice now, trying to dominate my rounds. Trying to take over instead of just surviving. And you just have that mentality of just kill, not kill, but you know what I mean. But be offensive and try to be in control the whole time in practice and win my rounds. And I started doing that more and more, and everything's starting to come together really nice. So. And same thing for this camp. I've been pushing the pace. I want to take control of this fight, show him I'm the more aggressive fighter, and that's what's been going on now.
I noticed you said you're more aggressive training with these guys at Killcliff. Is there anything else that you think has set them apart in your time training?
Like set me apart from like my past training.
Not necessarily past training, but like what do you think makes Killcliff the right gym for you?
Just the biggest thing is just having the bodies, having all the bodies there that are all at such high levels, and it definitely makes you like before I've trained with other guys like other UFC athletes before in the past when I was in California. But there's times where you go with a good guy or two, and then you get like a couple easy rounds with somebody who a lot of people slack off, and everybody at this gym, even the smaller pros, they push the pace hard, and everybody's good there. And it took some adapting, and my body just it took my body had to adapt to how hard the training was, to be honest with you. How the level of competition there is at elite levels, so it's definitely different for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, you've got Daniel Zellhuber coming up in 17 days. He's a younger kid coming off Dana White's Contender Series. I think he's got one UFC fight under his belt. Um,
Yeah, two.
how do you think your octagon experience? Oh, two, excuse me. How do you think
Yeah.
your octagon experience opposed to his plays out in this?
I've definitely been in firefights. I've definitely been in back and forth fights. I've been in the worst case scenario situations. I've done it. I've done it all. So I feel like that experience going in there. I've been in the deep water fights when shit gets rough sometimes, and I don't know if he has a little bit. He had a good fight with Lando for sure, but he used his range really well. But then he fought Trey, who he didn't do so well with that fight. So I don't know what version I'm gonna get. I think he still has a lot of experience to gain, and we'll see. I know he's gonna be training hard. He has something to prove. It's Mexican Independence Day. He's gonna be the Mexican fighter. He's gonna be probably the favorite. The crowd favorite. So, he has some momentum going, but I feel like I'm just a more experienced guy. I'm better. I think my fight IQ is a lot better, and I feel like that's gonna be the factor of the fight because I feel like I know how to win this fight, and he's gonna have to test his ground for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've been a wrestler your whole career. You grew up wrestling in Southern California, um, and you've kind of leaned on that throughout your fights. But you're training with a guy in Henry Hooft who's notorious for being one of the top striking coaches. Has that pushed you at all? Have you found yourself outside of your comfort zone and like you feel like you're growing from that?
You know what? You make a really good point. Absolutely, 100%. Because yeah, because I noticed in my past fights, the striking, I struck a little bit, but it wasn't. I didn't never felt comfortable. Never felt comfortable, and just and forcing myself to strike with these guys, top level guys, all the time has definitely gave me a big boost of confidence, and I definitely felt that going into my fight with Ricky Glenn for sure. But yeah, and what's funny is Henry Hoof was the one that was telling me about the left hook being good against southpaws, and left hook, and he actually told me before the fight, don't circle because people always say circle away from from the
Power
left
hands.
side. Yeah, so but he told me to circle towards it. Yeah, he said because you can hit him better with the hook, you know what I mean? And if you circle away from it, he still has two tools. If you circle towards it and he misses with that and he misses with his power hand, he has no more tools on that side, so it's like a good side to go to. So it was pretty interesting the way I did it. If you look at the fight, you can see me kind of circling towards the power side, and the hook just landed perfect. So it all worked out, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting perspective. I've obviously never trained, but I did know that you're supposed to circle away from the power hand. But hearing that, that's really interesting, and that worked out for you. You know, you said it's your second stint in the UFC. I mean, you've been fighting for a long time. You're in the prime of your career. How does it feel different? Now that it's your second time going around in the biggest league in the world.
The only thing that's really different, well, there's a couple things different. There's good and bad on both sides, but definitely I feel different and just more experienced and wiser and just smarter and making better decisions about, the training. You don't have to put, 100%, like you don't have to like kill yourself every single training, and then you start to overtrain a little bit. So I'm learning a little bit about the training and in the fighting. I feel like I'm just a lot more wiser and smarter about um where I want to take the fight, how I want to approach the fight, and things like that. So I made a lot of early mistakes in my career, but I'm hoping to fix them now. I mean, you get that with experience, but then obviously I'm getting a little older. The body is starting to get a little it's a little harder on that end. So you get good and bad on both sides. But I feel like yeah, I just feel like it's a lot different, just like a lot smarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've been all over the place. I mean, you fought in Russia. Um, you've been as many different places. Tell me a little bit about that. Was there a lot of culture shock coming from SoCal all the way over there?
Absolutely. I love, like I said, I love my story. So being able to go to Russia, I actually didn't want to go to Russia. I told them, so before I get to that, ACB wanted to sign me for a certain amount of money. And then I said no. I got shoulder surgery because I thought the UFC was going to call back, but they didn't. So I went with ACB. Then they offered me less money, but whatever. I ended up taking it. And then I said, I don't want to go to Russia. And then the first fight they offered me is a Russian fight in Russia. So I was like, whatever. But I felt like I could have my own little Rocky moment. And I was like, fuck it, dude. I'll just, you know what I mean? It'd be my Rocky moment. I go out there and shine in Russia and be the. And I put on a great fight. You know what I mean? I don't know if you had to see it, but it was a great fight. I lost a split decision in Russia, but a lot of people thought I won that fight. So yeah.
Yeah, I did some digging. I found it. It took me a while, but did you do any Rocky style training when you were out there?
No, not really. I think I went for like a run or something, but that's about it. Because it was fight week anyway, so just hitting pads a little bit and getting ready for the fight. But during my training, I kept playing the Rocky theme song and listening to it while I'm going for runs and stuff. So I was just like focusing on getting motivated like that. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I mean, not a lot of people can say they've done that.
And
Another
then
thing too.
I had this saying with because I fought in a lot of different countries, and I'm the Spartan. I like to go to people's land and take over.
Absolutely. I know your nickname is Spartan. What does your Greek heritage mean to you?
It means a lot actually. It has a big impact on my life because I did my DNA test and I can send it to you if you don't believe me. Most people don't believe me, but it says 100% Greek Balkan from the Peloponnese area,
Okay,
and
yeah.
the Peloponnese area is like apparently I was told by somebody where like the strongest Greeks were from. Apparently, a bunch of Spartans originated from that area. The Peloponnese, yeah, there's like the Peloponnese War too and all that shit. But anyway, it means a lot to me because it's who I am. Always growing up, I grew up in like a I was like one of the only white kids in the neighborhood, kind of thing. You know what I mean? In Hawthorne and LA for a little bit, and I got called white boy a lot. But I kept telling kids like, "Nah, I'm Greek. I'm Greek." I got two Greek parents, fresh out of Greece. They both got thick accents. I'm first generation, so I grew up with these parents who just taught me how to like. My mom grew up in a village, so they raised us their way. But these kids are calling me white boy, and I'm just like, nah, bro, I'm Greek. I'm Greek. And I kept saying it. It's just something I remember, but it just yeah, it's a big part of my life and who I am.
Yeah, I mean, did your upbringing, I don't want to say bring you to fighting, but has that made any significant impact on your mentality as a fighter?
Absolutely. I got picked on a lot as a kid. I was like, I was pretty small when I was young, and then like I said, I was there's not many white kids, and so I had to defend myself a lot more than I would like to because I never wanted to fight. But I just sometimes it get to the point where I push it. The more you say you don't want to fight, the more they want to fight you. And I just see red, and I end up winning most of those fights. Actually, I think pretty much all the fights I've won. I didn't get yeah.
I mean, that's one way to do it. So you're an avid bowler. Let me hear your story of how you picked that up.
um, I remember bowling with a bunch of friends, with like my brother, and I mean I went bowling a couple of times. I didn't really care. I'm sorry, when I was super young, and I didn't really care much about it, but I understood a little bit, and I remember going one time with my brother, and I only put two fingers in. Somebody told me how to do it, where you put only two fingers in, and you can spin the ball easier that way. And once I learned how to do it, it just became addicting. I started wanting to bowl all the time, where because I wanted to learn how to like you can make the ball curve into the middle. So I just started wanting to learn, and I just like to go bowling a lot. It was a good time to pass time out too, and you had a lot of time when you're younger. So and you can like drink, have fun, have a good time. So yeah, bowling was a good time, and then I just picked it up, and then I was like, I got pretty good at it. I wanted to join a league. I was like, let's join the league. So I got a couple of my friends who I used to go bowling with a lot. We ended up joining the league, and it was a lot of fun. I got to finally knock that off the bucket list.
Absolutely. If you don't mind me asking, what's your career best as a bowler?
250, 252 or 254, I forget. One
Oh
of
wow,
those.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's pretty serious.
I hit like eight or nine strikes in a row or something like that. It was no eight strikes in a row.
Is that how you celebrate?
Or
Do you do
seven,
that up?
maybe there was seven strikes in a row. Sorry.
Okay. Do you celebrate going bowling after your fights, or is that just a free time thing?
It's funny. I celebrated after this past fight by going to a bowling alley.
There we go.
With a bunch of new teammates, like Jordan Oliver and um I forget who else went. Yeah, we went out with a bunch of people, and then with our girls and stuff, and went bowling right after my the week I came back from my fight. So that was fun. But I like to go bowling after fights because I can drink a little bit, have some beers, bowl, have some fun. I love bowling. If I can go, I'd go every weekend, but my wife doesn't let me.
Oh, I understand. Um, you coach CrossFit. A lot of people in my family grew up doing CrossFit. I did CrossFit for a while. How do you think that's helped your mentality and your training style going forward?
I think it was just the perfect type of workout for me. I think
Mhm.
everybody's a little different, but for me, I've always been my old friend used to call me 100 miles per hour. That's how he described me, as 100 miles per hour,
Mhm.
and that's how I thought. So then I got into CrossFit, and they're all about pushing your threshold in workouts, and I felt like that was my type of workouts because you just kind of see how hard you can go at the best time, and at the most weight and things like that. So it was just I really enjoyed that type of workouts, and I can really push myself, like like your lungs, your lung capacity. I feel like I got really strong and I got in really good shape because of it. Because I remember after I did CrossFit for about 6 months, I had a fight, and I fought this guy Thor, and he was known for being strong, and I ended up finishing him in 87 seconds or something like that. And I just took him down and kind of just overpowered him and just ground and pound him, beat him up. And then someone in the bathroom heard him talking and saying, "Dude, he felt so strong," and I was just like, it was probably from the CrossFit. And so I just kind of got hooked. And I felt like it helped me a lot. It taught me a lot too, how to power lift and technique and form and balance. And I think it was great for what I did. I don't do it as much anymore, but I love that I built a big foundation in my body. So yeah, it was good.
Absolutely. Couple more questions. Do you have a game plan going into this next fight? I know you don't have to divulge everything, but is there a set strategy?
You know, a little bit. I definitely want to use my wrestling. Try to take him down. I feel like I'm much better there. I feel like the feet is his strongest suit, and I'd want to take him away from his weakness. So, or I definitely want to bring the fight to him and put him on his back foot. Don't let him establish his range. So, and then put him against the cage a little bit. Hopefully, we'll see. I mean, just take the fight where it goes. To be honest, but those are the thoughts in my head going in. So, and definitely want to try to finish him. Get in, get out, have some fun.
Absolutely. Um, are you looking forward to this fight? Being in front of a crowd and in front of a a Mexican crowd on Mexican Independence Day, is that a source of juice for you? Or how are you feeling about that?
I love that. I've been the underdog. I fought in people's countries all the time. I bring that on. It don't phase me a little bit. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of my friends and family there, which is gonna be awesome too. They're gonna come see me, and yeah, that's the only reason why I took this fight is because I can get a fan base. I mean, a crowd again because I feel like I love fighting. Every time I fight in front of a crowd, I do really well. So I love it. My worst fights are at the Apex,
Yeah, of
but
course.
I
I
also
mean,
have some great fights at the Apex too. So you know what I mean.
it's a
It all
personal
depends.
thing. I mean, I know guys that like it, I know guys that don't, but um, if that works, it works.
I get energy off the crowd. I feed off their energy.
Yeah, absolutely. That was actually about to ask you, did you like fighting in the Apex with no crowd? But I mean, you answered that for
Um,
me.
I mean, it's whatever. I did feel a sense of calmness and trying to be able to ease the stress a little bit better without all the noise. So, but besides that, no, I like the crowd. I like to entertain. I like to put on a show. I like to hear the people. You know what I mean? That's why I do it. And yeah, and because I love it. But it's yeah, I love to entertain. Makes me feel like a warrior, a true Spartan.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, is this week's press conference something you're looking forward to? Are you looking forward to, getting your name out there and enjoying
Oh
your
wait,
time?
I gotta do the press conference, huh?
I'm not sure, but I mean, I figured
Maybe I'm on the main card. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, probably. Here I do some videos and shit. I don't really like doing those, to be honest. But
really.
it's whatever. It comes with the sport. I don't know. I mean, I do. All right. So yeah. Hey, listen. I get what you gotta do. I'm just gonna be myself, and we'll see what happens. But uh, I like to just fight. I get it. I just want to go in, fight, get out and just fucking get paid and go home and hang out with my friends and family. That's how I am. I don't really care for all that media stuff. I mean, I try to mess around with my Instagram here and there, but I don't know. I feel like that's not me. I like to just be out and about more than being always like on my phone and shit and worrying about all that shit. So that's more me. I mean, I post on my story and that's as far as I go. You know, on my Instagram. That's probably, but you know, it comes with the territory. I got to do it. So I'll just be myself, and you know, it'll be cool.
Yeah, of course. I mean, as long as you be yourself, it'll work out. Is there anything else you're looking forward to? Are you gonna try and get any more fights towards the end of the year, or is this the last
Uh,
one for 23?
I don't know. Hopefully, maybe, possibly in December. So after my fight, I'm gonna be going to Greece for my honeymoon because I haven't done that yet. 2 years of marriage, so we're gonna go to Greece right after my fight, and then after I come back from my fight, I gotta go to Alaska to corner my friend fight, and then I can probably get back in November and maybe do a camp. But no, probably it'll be the end of 2023. To be honest, because I gotta go to LA for Christmas, and yeah, probably fight early next year, hopefully.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you sound busy. Well, that honeymoon's exciting, man.
Yeah. I haven't got to do that. I'm going to Greece, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, get to go to my native land.
That'll be awesome. All right, I don't think I have any more questions. Well, thanks for
All
taking the
right.
time, man. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
no
it.
worries. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate you contacting me, and I hope you got what you wanted. All right.
Yeah, of
That's
course, man. You were great. Enjoy your night and hope the rest of your camp goes well.
appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Later.
Thank you.